everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Mezco 1/12 Collective Gotham by Gaslight Joker. This is an old school Joker that should go great with your Gotham by Gaslight Batman. Hopefully Mezco will ship that guy out soon. This almost appears like it's based off a 1928 film called The Man Who Laughs. It's a disfigured clown in there with a very creepy smile. A lot of people believe the original Joker is based off that guy. So let's take a look at the packaging here. As you can see at the top, 1/12 Collective, Pose, Play, Display. The Joker in old school, almost Western style lettering. Mezco Toys, DC Comics. At the top, 1/12. One side says a Joker, other side, same thing. At the bottom, there's a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode in case that happens to help anybody. And the back side is pretty much exactly the same as the front. So with no further ado, let's open them up and see how we got to this point. So here's this Joker figure, still with a plastic wrap attached. Then, with the plastic wrap removed. And of course, I did end up getting two of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, and one to keep unopened in my complete 6 and 7 inch unopened Batman action figure collection. So here's the figure's clamshell out of the original box. So here's the first layer of plastic off, exposing the figure and his accessories. And the next layer off, exposing his display stand. And then yet another layer removed, exposing even more accessories. Now the whole point of this is to show you just how intricate Mezco's packaging is. Very nice for these fantastic figures. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He does come with a baggie to keep all your accessories in, a display stand that says the Joker, 3 cards, a bloodied up apron, a top hat, some sunglasses, 9 alternate hands, totally 11 interchangeable hands, a scarf, a briefcase, and a bunch of different surgical devices. But before we take a look at the accessories, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is Joker from Gotham by Gaslight. He didn't have a big appearance in that comic, but it's a cool, unique figure nonetheless. So here he is, his face looks like something out of a meme, kind of awkward, looking to the side. Very much resembles Conrad Veidt from The Man Who Laughs. Hair looks pretty nice, slicked back, white makeup, or perhaps permanent white skin. He's got some redness around the eyes. The smile is just creepy and huge. Looks so good. He's definitely looking toward the side. He's got this sort of purple coat on. Looks pretty good. At first, I wasn't sure if it came off or not, but it sure does. Hands, they're bloodied up. I notice this one hand here has ha 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 sort of cut into it. Pretty interesting features there. Looks like some green pants here, black dress shoes. We will get the jacket off here in a minute, check that out. And then, here's the figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. And I wanted to take a quick look at his outfit with the jacket off. Nothing different with the head here. It just looks so creepy and so well done. Got a green tie, white button-up shirt, black suspenders, green slacks, go up pretty high, and they are dirty below where the jacket is. Pretty nice attention to detail there. And just a closer look at his face. I absolutely love this head sculpt, the expression. I think it's fantastic. I've always seen Joker reference pictures of The Man Who Laughs from 1928, and it's almost like they've made an action figure of that. I think it's so cool. Here's an image of the actor Conrad Veidt from The Man Who Laughs. You can totally see why I almost felt like this figure was based off this. Now let's check out all of his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. He comes with this baggie here. All the Mezco 1/12 figures have it. This is to keep all your accessories. With the Mezco figures, I actually do use these baggies and keep them separate from my other accessories. Now let's look at his display stand. It comes in 2 pieces, the base and the post. When put together, it's going to look like this. We've got a Joker at the bottom in old school lettering. Then we have this post here. At the bottom, it can rotate. It's also hinged. Hinged in the middle. Hinged again up here. Can rotate. Then it's got this clamp that'll hold your figure in place. Now let's look at his hands. He has a total of 11 of them, 4 right hands and 7 left hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. Then, with his second pair of hands, these are some semi-open gripping hands. And here's his third pair of hands. These are also some semi-open gripping hands, but these have a much smaller grip. Then his next pair of hands, these hands are sort of open and outstretched in a creepy way. He could be sort of admiring his work and touching his victims. And he has 3 additional left hands. This one here looks to be sort of a grabbing or choking hand. And this hand here, it's pointing. And this last hand here is creepy as well. He's able to hold something pretty small, doing some delicate work, and he's got his pinky up, chopping somebody up and doing it while being fancy. Now let's check out his heads. His first head on the left, it's got that big smile and the creepy eyes looking to the side. And the next head has a more normal expression. Here's his first head. This is the head I prefer. This head looks very similar to Conrad Veidt from The Man Who Laughs. And here's his next head. This one has a more normal expression. This one is a great head as well, but not quite as unique as the other head. This one screams Joker from Gotham by Gaslight, whereas the other one screams The Man Who Laughs. Now let's look at his coat. This Joker had to have some purple somewhere. As you can see, the coat's made of purple. It's a little bit dirtied on the edge here. That goes from both sides. It's got some actually functioning pockets here. It's connected via these snaps on the front. You can see the inside, kind of black. Got the little pockets here. Here's Joker without the jacket. Then, with the jacket on. The jacket's kind of made of a velvety type material. Then he has this green scarf. It's just a green piece of cloth or fabric. Can't stretch it out, it gets pretty long here. Now the scarf only really makes sense when he has his coat on. Here he is without the scarf. And here he is with the scarf on. I've seen some people online complain that the scarf didn't have a bendy wire in it, and I would agree, that would make it better. It's still pretty nice as is, but it'd be nice to be able to have it fluttering in the wind, or some motion effect. Now let's look at his top hat and glasses. The glasses, they have some sort of blue or teal frames at the front, perfect circles, a little bit bendy. And then the top hat here, it looks very sharp, green, black stripe around it. Here's Joker with no glasses and hat. Then, with the glasses on. And here, with both the glasses and the hat on. What a gentleman. Here's a look at his full body with the hat and glasses on. A cane would really top off this image. And I saw this hilarious post on Instagram where I saw King Shark here wearing the hat. Well done. Now let's look at his butcher's apron. This thing is brown. It's covered in blood splatters. Obviously, he's been doing a lot of work. It's got these sort of black straps here. You can see how the inside's going to look. Here's Joker without the apron. And here, with the apron attached. Going to keep his nice white shirt clean. I went ahead and tied a nice little bow in the back here. Now let's look at his 3 cards. Here's the back side of all of them. And here's the front side. I believe the first one's sort of a Joker character. The second one is a bat. And the third one, having a little trouble telling what it is. I think it's a heart. If I'm wrong about any of those, drop me a line in the comments below. I do like the fact that these cards are made of hard plastic, not simply cardboard. Here's Joker playing cards with some other Gotham villains. Black Mask, Joker, Two-Face, and the KG Beast. Now let's look at his weapons, knives, and surgical equipment. Looks like we've got 5 different knives here. I noticed this big butcher knife. It's got ha 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 carved into it. Then we've got a hook here. And then some sort of clamp to pull stuff out of a body. Maybe a little axe or hatchet. I'm not sure what this thing is. Some kind of extraction device. I'm sure Joe can come up with all kind of different sick and twisted uses for these things. In addition to that, he's got this briefcase. It's got foam on the inside to hold each of his weapons. Here it is, completely empty. And here it is, with all of his different various weapons, ready to be transported. Here's Joker, walking down the streets of Gotham with his briefcase, late to an appointment. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, he's sitting at about 6.5 inches tall, which again translates to about 16.5 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course, it can rotate from side to side. You can look up and down about that much. Can tilt his head from one side to the other, give him a good amount of personality. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes out a little bit more than 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. Feels like no bicep cut. Single jointed elbows, but they go in more than 90 degrees. There is rotation as well. His wrist here, it's got a peg, kind of like a ball joint, can rotate around, hinged as well. He's got a ball joint in his torso, rotate around, go forward and back. Another one at his waist, rotate around, go forward and back. So double ball joints here. Legs go out about this far, forward about that far, back not too much. Considerable rotation at the thigh area. Double jointed knees, they go all the way back. Then his ankle here goes forward and back. Can rotate, can tilt and rock. Feels like some kind of ball joint, the peg there. Here's a little display through together of Joker's torture chamber of horrors. Here's Joker coming in off the Gotham streets, very pleased to see that his victims survived the night. He's looking forward to having more fun with them. Joker comes in, puts the stuff on the table. The Joker has gotten changed, and now he's selecting which tool to use first. And the Joker's having a hard time to decide which tool to start with. And the Joker has finally decided to use his favorite knife. Then, the Joker starts to dig in. To him, this is simply just a work of art. And the Joker is just trying to have his fun. Of course, Batman comes in to interrupt. Mezco hasn't released their Gotham by Gaslight Batman yet, so I'm going to have to use this Mattel DC Multiverse Batman in the meantime. Now let's check him out, next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Mezco 1/12 collective action figures. Here he is, next to the other Mezco Jokers that I have. I'm still kicking myself in the ass for missing the deluxe trenchcoat Joker. I had absolutely no luck tracking that down for a reasonable price on the third-party market. And here he is, next to all the different Mezco Harley Quinn figures. Here he is, next to all the different Bat villains that Mezco has made so far. The next one I'm aware of is going to be Mr. Freeze. Looking forward to that. And here, next to all the different variations of the villains Mezco has made. And here's my entire collection of Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. It's predominantly Batman related, although I do have a few other figures I use to enhance my Batman world. Now let's check them out, next to some other cloth soft goods action figures. On the left, we have a Felix Toys Joker, and on the right, a Patriot Studios Arthur Fleck. And here he is, next to some Soap Studios action figures. Here's the Mezco Gotham by Gaslight Joker, next to the Mattel DC Multiverse Gotham by Gaslight Batman. Mezco is making Gotham by Gaslight Batman, but it's not out yet, so in the meantime, this one's going to have to do. He does actually scale up pretty good next to the Joker, but looks quite inferior. There is an older DC Direct Gotham by Gaslight Batman. I would love to get that guy, but he's pretty expensive to track down nowadays. Now let's check him out, next to a couple of older Bat villains that are kind of appropriate to the area, sort of Victorian style. Here's this Joker next to a Mattel DC Universe Classics Gentleman Ghost. Then, next to a custom-made Monk from the Mad Monk storyline. I always thought the Monk would be a great villain for Gotham by Gaslight Batman. Now let's check him out, next to a couple of other brutal slasher-type villains that this Joker reminds me of. Here he is, next to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Killer. They have very similar aprons on, covered in blood. And here he is, next to a DC Direct Arkham Knight Professor Pig. Then, next to a custom Professor Pig I have. And here he is, next to a custom Dr. Death, another old school Batman villain that has some similar bad habits as this Gotham by Gaslight Joker. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect and work my smaller. I'm going to include as many Joker figures as I can during these comparisons. Here he is, next to some Jakks Pacific wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then, next to some McFarlane Joker figures. And here he is, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles Joker figures. Then, next to some NECA figures. And here he is, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. Then, next to some Jazzwares AEW wrestling figures. And now, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse Joker figures. And here, next to some Mafex Joker figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts Joker figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this is an absolutely fantastic Joker figure. I love the fact that he looks like the Man Who Laughs from 1928. Drop me a line in the comments below. Let me know if I'm crazy or not. His clothing is fantastic. His accessories are even better. They are so plentiful and very appropriate and gruesome. His articulation, it's good. Could be a little better. If I were to rate this guy, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Very solid release. The question is he worth the money? Well, I don't have buyer's remorse. Just my opinion. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.